How are we? We're keeping it real, folks. How are we? Let me just turn this down a second. Let me get me cards. Dun, 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 dun. Just get me cards. How are we? How is everybody? I just want to show you something first before we crack on. Bring love. So what do you think to my map? Can you see that? This, guys, if you've not seen it before, is called the Grand Awakening map. And all these lines, if I zoom in on there, can you see how you got the CIA, you got the Nazis, you can see how you got intertwined. Can you see that? And basically it's called the Great Awakening map. I just brought it because I want to put it on my wall. It's really, really interesting. You got MK Ultra, which come from ritual abuse. Yes, I am. How are we, guys? How are we all? This is not going to be a lengthy one because I've noticed when I'm doing my live videos, they're going on for a long time, and I think it's good, but I kind of want to balance it all out. I don't want to give it all out once, so. So, how are we all? We are moving, we are shifting. We're coming out of this area. But whilst I was just sat here, and what I do is I just tend to observe a lot. And whilst we're still in this lower end, because once I come out of that, I'm not really going to go back into explaining about it. So I just want to touch upon a few little things that we can do just to fine tune this healing. And then at the end of it, I'll give you some information on how to clean your chakras and kind of keep yourself and your energy in alignment. So what I want to point out, and this is to the guys, the guy gurus. Gents, can you explain to me? Now I get it. I 100% get it. Why is it I'm seeing endless posts about females? Now what I mean by this is, like, I've just observed there was a post, and I've seen so many men doing it, and I'm just confused as to the intention behind it, because in my teachings and where I'm going with everything, I bring men and women in alignment, but I just observe a lot of kind of men umphing the women up, which is great, you know, that's fine, but dismissing men. And I just think, what's your agenda, you know? A lot of people said to me, with me putting out my pictures and stuff, am I just looking to sleep with people? No, because if you watch my videos, you will see that I'm bringing out a lot of kind of information, a lot of healing. And when it comes to sexuality and expression, women get a bit defensive when it's a man, and men don't like other men because, you know, especially if you're talking to the same woman. So it's interesting being a male the experiences I've had after, you know, putting myself out there. But my intention is this: to be me, to put myself out and to say you can do the same. Gentlemen, women, you do not have to shy away. You don't have to be something you're not. That's my intention, working with the angels to heal this lower end, because a lot of the survival, a lot of the expression and emotion is all in the same area. It's all in the sexual area. We're down at the root. So we've got to clean through it. So in order to be able to do that, well, you've got to talk about it. And I said in my last video, you've got to express. And so for anybody who's wondering what is Lee's intention, I am being unapologetically raw. I'm being me to show that, you know, we don't need to shy away from one another. We don't need to be ashamed to express ourselves. We don't need to be, you know, embarrassed about our bodies. We don't need to be embarrassed about being horny. We don't need to be embarrassed about talking about sex. We don't need to shy away from every loving action and only show violence and aggression, because that's what we do. So my intention is to work with the angels and to be unapologetically raw with my sensuality, with my sexuality, and with my expression. Simply to show that it's completely fine, it's okay. And also to show it really doesn't matter who agrees and who doesn't, right? You're always going to have lovers and you're always going to have haters. So just do you. That's the point of all this. And I mean, don't get me wrong, if beautiful women pop up, well then go me, right? At the end of the day. But ultimately, the point of all this is collectively to heal this area, because once I'm out of this, once I've finished with this, we won't be going back there. We're going to be talking about a lot more higher stuff. Gents, gentlemen gurus, whilst I think it's absolutely great that I've seen so many men putting out, like, I saw the one that I just saw was something to do with the power of female ejaculation and this, that and the other, written by a man, and he was just talking about and glorifying a female, which is great. You know, it's awesome. You're understanding how the female body works, right? But what's the intention? Because from what I saw, there was no integration of the males. So what's the intention? Women know how to get themselves off. Women know the potential and they know about the female body. So what's the end goal? You know, you're teaching women about themselves. And I just find it bizarre, and I just think to myself, right, you know, with what I do, I'm always saying, gents, ladies, I bring them both in. And I just can't help but feel a lot of gents are kind of trying to jump on this wagon of kind of the divine feminine in order to kind of maybe be perceived as attractive to the divine feminine. Now, this is not a judgment. I observe this. I'm just putting it out there so we can start to see this for what it is and start to bring the men in, because ultimately, whilst it's a great post telling people about female ejaculation and this, that and the other, you want to be aiming it at men. Why? Because it's men who's going to be bringing that. It's men who's going to be bringing their energy to the female to help them to explore themselves. What's the point in teaching the joys of masculinity, femininity and ejaculation to women when you're a male? I just think, and I've seen it a lot, and it's just like, gents, bring the men into the equation. We're about unity, we're about coming together. It's not about, like, make the females fucking come in the pants all over you. It's about unity. Whilst it's great that females come in the pants all over you, if that's what you want, that's fine, but you've got to bring the men into it. This is where we're at. There's no point looking all great. And I mean, I got sent a video the other day, and this woman sent to me, she said, "Oh, Lee, what do you think to this video?" And it was a man talking about how men can't attract a powerful woman. And I'm sat there, and this woman she was like loving it. She's like, "He's great, isn't he?" And I said, "Well, he's saying some good stuff, but what's the intention? Wouldn't it not be best to make a video incorporating them both? So what traits a powerful woman has, right? And then what a man can do with himself to be able to resonate with that woman. I just don't get the intention. Now, maybe this is just me kind of like seeing too far above, maybe, but I just think bring unity in, you know. Gents, it's all well and good and looking great, doing your yoga and doing your meditation and, you know, umphing that divine feminine. I'm sure it's great, but bring the men in, because this is where we're at. We're still down here. There's no point umphing up the females, because the females are umped up at the moment. We're in divine feminine energy. They're feeling it. Ladies, are you not feeling it? Right? This is it. Bring the men in, because ultimately it's the men, the masculine, that we need to bring a better understanding and healing around. Whilst the feminine is absolutely great and is beautiful and sensual and great to merge into and touch and to understand, you won't fully understand it until you understand the masculinity. And I just find that a lot of men, it's like they're trying to hide away from their masculinity, like as if it don't exist, and to say, oh, I'm not masculine, you know, I'm all about the feminine. And I just think like you're dismissing an essential part of you. So just merge the men into it, man. With everything, ladies, what you do, merge the men into it. Gents, what you do, merge the ladies into it. Bring unity in what we're talking about. You know, if I'm on a video now, and for any of you guys who have watched my videos, you will see that I always incorporate men and female, because ultimately my intention, where my heart's at, is to bring unity through healing, through awareness. But I just perceive, and just guys, be wary, man. I just perceive there's so many people doing this. And gents, I can see you. I can see you. Now, I'm not saying all of you. I'm just saying, you know, bring unity into your teachings, because whilst it's all fun and great, you know, eventually you're going to be stuck, because you'll get to a point with the feminine where you're going to need an understanding of the masculine. So you've got to bring them all in. And it's just, for me, I just find it really bizarre. It's just like, why are men spending all their time just talking about how to you know, pleasure a female, or how to make her feel good? Why is he not saying how to make them feel good? Why are we not saying how to make each other feel good? Why is the emphasis on women? And this is not a dig at you ladies, by the way. We all know I like women, right? I just need to bring it up because we need to be aware of this. Let me put my phone up. There we go. So yeah, we just need to be aware of it. So when we see and observe, you know, this is not like, let's say it's not a post, it's just one post. That's fine, but you know, if we're observing somebody constantly, you know, and you don't see, especially if it's a male constantly putting female stuff out, it's like you got to get to the point and ask yourself, what are you doing for yourself? I get the female stuff. We are feminine, masculine, but gentlemen, gent gurus, what are you doing for yourself? Understanding the feminine, get that? What else? You're a male in this lifetime. If you've got an understanding of the divine feminine, like myself, then use it to bring unity, not separation, you know. Now, I'm not saying this is everybody, by the way. I'm just simply saying I've observed a fair few little things, and I was sat here. I was just like, let's bring this to the awareness, because through awareness we can bring healing and uniting. That's where it comes from. And I just think we've got to unite on all levels. And I do find men, you are always kind of looking to not impress, but looking to show a woman you're understanding more about women. But in that, you're misunderstanding you, because you're dismissing a whole lot of you. And I just think like, you know, you're male in this lifetime. Embody it, use it, you know. Why is it the only thing males do for one another is take the piss out of another and attack one another? The paradigm's changing. So why don't we bring it in, change it around, so what males would do for one another is the same as what females would do for one another. Although it is the same for females, there's a lot of competition, but that's all been created by the system and we've all been sucked into it. But it's about understanding and uniting that this is where we're at. We're not at the point of where we're saying feminine's over, you know, masculine's over and feminine's coming through strong. Whilst it is, that's not where we're at. That's not where we're going. And I just find it a bit strange. I was like, you know, I mean, I put a post out, I mean, the odd post here and there about, you know, a woman or something, or the odd video, but it's not predominantly around looking to just lifting women up because, you know, you have been repressed, ladies. No doubt, man. No doubt. And you deserve all the goodness and all the expression and all the healing and all the umphin, just like the men. But there is none happening for men. Gentlemen, I hope some of you are on this call. Start to focus on bringing unity with your masculine and feminine, because we've got enough feminine gurus, we've got enough of it, we've got enough women empowering women, you know. But have we got any men empowering men into their masculine and understanding the feminine? Have we got that? I don't feel like, I don't observe it all that much, and I think that we need it. You know, I'm not religious, but we'll use this as an example. Adam and Eve. Without Eve, there was no Adam. Without Adam, there was no Eve. They complemented each other. They taught each other a lot about the opposite aspects. And this is what we're about. This is, as men and females, we've been tricked into believing that it's a competition. It's like, you're physically male. Here's that light again. Shit me. 1 second. I don't want to be rude, guys. I really don't, but I just can't see this screen at all. Can I see it now? Okay, I can see it a bit better now. Right, so you're going to have to bear with me. I don't really like to wear glasses because I like to look people in the eyes when I'm speaking to them. But so what I'm saying is, it's awesome, it's great, the feminine is strong. It's fantastic. But, gents, bring it in. Ladies, bring it in. That's what we're here for. Has it gone in now? Yeah, we've gone in now. Bring it in, you know. Align. Because that's the only way we're going to heal. You know, quite simply. Ooh. So yes, bring it in. Okay, so over the past, what time are we on? Okay, got a few minutes. Over the past few weeks, I've been doing a few more live videos. Thank you to everybody who's been watching, and thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your messages. You know, I observe every single one of you on my Facebook and my newsfeed, and I just want to say this to all of you, from my heart to yours, and from my angels in the universe to all of you watching. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you for sharing that goodness, for all the love that you give to everybody, for all the inspiration you give me over the years, man. You know, there's a lot of people on my Facebook I've been friends with for years, and together we've continued to see each other grow and to heal. At times, you know, there's been times where a few of my tribe members, we've had run-ins and stuff, but I still want to thank those two, because we've grew and we've understood, right? Because I'm a great believer in the fact that you can disagree without falling out. A lot of people think you need to agree, and if you don't agree, then it's like, you know, you can't be friends. But so I just want to say that. So thank you for all your love and support. Also, guys, my book is out for sale. Out for sale. Amazon, you can search it up on Amazon, or you can go to Lulu. You can get it as an ebook or paperback, and all what I'm talking about goes in greater detail, which is why I'm kind of wary of how much I put out, because later down the line I'm going to be starting my own courses, my own classes and things like this, and so this will be more exclusive. So make the most of it whilst we've got it here. So we're going to be moving out of the expression, the creativity. We're going to be out of the repression of emotion and survival. And we're going to be moving up, where we're going to be moving the energy up. We're going to be coming onto the solar plexus. And we're going to be collectively doing this and moving up to the heart as well. So we're going to be going from the solar plexus and heart. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be making my focus around those. So what we're going to be doing collectively is we're going to be healing together. I'm going to pull in my angels, as I do on my videos, and we're going to bring this energy up. Let's clear away this guilt, shame, and embarrassment of sex, sexuality, expression, creativity. Let's understand that you can express, and it's time for you to write your affirmations, to listen to those affirmations, to repeat your words, to look in the mirror, to say how much you love yourself and how much you're awesome and how much you are divine, because we all are, right? You've got to embody this to believe it. There's no point saying you believe something, because all a belief is something that somebody said to you and you're saying that you believe it. When you truly believe something, you embody it. You become it. You don't have to say a word. People see it. They feel it. And that's when your belief is true and resonant. So if any of your beliefs are simply the fact that you turn around and say, I believe this, without embodiment, ask yourself if it's really a belief. Now, this is a technique that you can use on your lower chakras. You can say, right, you could write it down, root chakra, what are my beliefs? And ask yourself. A lot of the work that needs to be done in regards to this healing process is a lot of introspecting. You know, it's not going to be going elsewhere, meeting with friends, and you are going to find, if you're going on your journey and you're going to want to heal yourself, you are going to move into a space of isolation. You're going to, ironically funny in the situation that we're in, right? But you're going to be moving into a space of solitude, because in order for you to heal yourself and to move into new processes, you've got to clear the old. And that normally happens by father son's coming out again. Shit me, it's cool. Shine it on me, father, shine it on me. There we go. So a lot of the work that's needs to be done if you wanted to heal and you wanted to create change in your life is you've got to one, you've got to be dedicated. Two, you've got to be devoted. And three, you've got to take action on yourself. You know, what's working for you, what's not. I used to have, and I can still have, make no mistake, I'm no like a pure angel. I have a very sharp fire. But as I've introspected over the years and learned more about how I operate and, you know, what gets me and what triggers me and this, that and the other, I've been able to control it more. But this is, again, because I've been strongly in my divine feminine. I used to think that I was a lot like a lot of men, you know, I couldn't feel in this, that and the other, even at school and that. But the truth of the fact is, I felt that much. I mean, even at school, you know, I could feel all my friends' energies. If I went into a place, you know, I could just feel it all. And so when you go on your journey, it is a journey of feeling. And in order for you to truly feel, there needs to be no distraction, because distraction takes the mind. When you take the mind away, you're taking away how you feel, right? Think about it. What does the TV do? What do games do? What does a book do? What do all the things that distract us do? They take us away from the feeling, right? So, you know, if you're going on your journey, to begin with, it's a little bit kind of, I don't want to say lonely, because we are never alone in this world. There's so much protection and, guides around, but it can feel that way. Friends change, people fade away, family either gets stronger or doesn't. But either way, it's worth it in the end. So, if you're wanting to do that, you're going to find you're going to have a lot of space of solitude. But it's worth it. It's worth it, I don't drink, I don't go clubbing. Anybody who knows me is like, you're like a young looking teenager. Okay, I'm 32, but I still think I'm 17. Don't you think I look at least 17? All right, 25. But I'm just saying, the world has given us so many things to distract us from ourselves, that those distractions have become a part of life and we've become a part of us, and we don't realize them as distractions. And so those distractions are only there to stop you from remembering and reconnecting with you. Because when you do that, you won't have the distractions, because you're too focused on what you wish to create. And when you start to understand universal law, and you start to understand creation, and you start to understand physics and how it all comes together, quantum physics and things like that, you start to create your own reality. You start to love yourself more, and you start to elevate your eyes will glow more. I mean, anybody who kind of meets me, it's just like my eyes are electric blue. And that's because I do a lot of meditation. I call in my angels. I mean, that's my card today, guys. Can you see that? Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Show myself love, care and compassion. Ria 18, yo. Great, I'll take that. 32 going on 18. Fuck me, I'll take that all day long. But yeah, it's a journey that we're going to be moving through, and I've been asked to come here by Spirit and the Eyes Up to bring this, and the gift that I've got is the clarity of the creation, how it works, and being able to give it to you guys at that basic level, which I'm so blessed to be able to do, because a lot of people say to me, the way you've put that is absolutely amazing. It allows me to understand better. And I think one of the main problems that we've got, is this information is out there, guys, man. It's all out there. All of it's out there. But it's been put in such a way where you probably don't want to go and look for it, or they'll put it in with something which you don't resonate with. That way you won't want to read it, you won't want to delve into it. They'll do something, the system, when I say they, whenever I refer to they, I refer to the system. You can call them the elites, you can call them whatever you want, but it's the ones that are basically enslaving humanity. Now, people may think this is a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. It's been going on for eons, and it's why people like myself and many others have come to Earth, because we're here to be a part of the slipping and the letting go of that grip. So it is real. It's not a conspiracy. It's been happening for thousands of years. This is why we've had the battle of men and women. So it's understanding that we are moving out of their grip. They know it. It's no surprise 2020 being a great year for awakening. A lot of people are wakening up. A lot of people are asking questions and saying, this doesn't resonate with me anymore. Then this corona thing goes down. No surprise. Because we're all being asked now to look and being triggered to say now's the time. Because the powers that be use this pandemic as a means to try and manipulate us, control us, dominate us, maybe get the vaccines out. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't looked into my crystal ball. But make no mistake about it, the divine knew, and we're using this for an absolute opposite reason, which they were unaware of. So we've got the upper hand here. So whilst we've got the upper hand, the best thing to do is use it. And how do we use it? We've got to focus on positive intention and visualization. What does that mean? It means rather than getting pissed off with politics, rather than getting pissed off with education, rather than getting pissed off with the state of the world, and getting angry and upset and just, of all the guilt, all the violence, all the poverty, rather than putting all your energy on that, because that's where they want you to put it. Because if all of us put our collective negative... Bear with me 1 second, folks. You can enjoy some lovely music. I'll be back with you in a sec. Have a bit of a ponder on what I've said. Where'd he go? I've got some music on for you, some third eye opening music. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I already ran over the time. I knew I'd end up getting in the role of it and it just fly by. I need to pause that because it's just distracting me. Yeah, so it's not a conspiracy. There is forces in play which have been which have manipulated, controlled and dominated humanity. Ladies, it's been done to you. Gents, it's been done to you. To all the animals and the life, it's been done to you. And the time's come where the message from the divine is it's time to take responsibility and accountability for the creation that these elites have created. And whilst we're coming from a place of forgiveness, make no mistake about it, they will be held accountable for their actions, quite simply put. So you know, there is a lot going on, and it's becoming aware of how the system have been using platforms, you know, certain things and ways in which to kind of manipulate us. So a lot to do with the healing is a lot to do with core beliefs that they've said to you to believe, and not something that you actually believe, because we go back to that belief, right? You're like, I'm a Christian, for instance. So I'm a Christian. I believe in Christianity. Okay. Yet when delving deeper into this person's belief system, it kind of felt to me that they didn't really believe in it, because they wasn't embodying it. And I think if you believe something, then you've got to truly embody it. And it's just understanding that a lot of your beliefs are not being created by you. They've been created by an external source. Everything external. Think about it. What do you deem cool? What do you deem cool? What the TV told you? What do you deem fashion? What the magazine said? What do you deem good music? What's on the radio? You see what I'm saying? So it's basically, they use all platforms to control you on how to think, and then what you do is you take that perspective and you take that idea and you bring it into you. And then what we do collectively is we take their idea, which we've brought on ourselves, and we throw it at everybody else. So the TV will say, for instance, this is an example. What the TV does, it basically manipulates you. The system manipulates you and causes you to perceive things in a way they want you to perceive it, not in a way that you should be perceiving it from your entirety and your essence. So, an example. TV, I mean, how many times on TV do they show chavs in Adidas, Nike, this, that and the other, right? So now, when you go out onto the street and you see a group of people, don't give a shit about the age, whether, you know, in Nike, Adidas, you immediately subconsciously go, oh, chav. And that's how they do it. With repetitive programming plunged in at you constantly, you'll eventually get to the point where you'll do the work for them. And unfortunately, guys, we've been doing the work for them. We've been creating the fake wars. We've been creating the fake terrorist attacks. We together have been creating what they want us to create by getting us to emotionally react to certain events, because that's what they need. It's all about emotional reaction. The world is about feeling. God is about feeling. Again, guys, I'm not religious, but I do believe in God. I do believe in spirit. I believe in angels. I believe in Jesus. But I just believe that organized religion have twisted things, you know. Guys, where was I? Somebody tell me where I was at. I'll get in my flow. So yeah, beliefs, right? So what you've got to do is understand how the powers that be have been using the external world around you, music, media, entertainment, education, politics, social media, all these things they are using every day, plunging some form of agenda onto the conscious of you, so they can get you to emotionally react. So then what you do is I'll do an example. Let's take a terrorist attack. We all know they're fucking fake, right? I don't know how many times we need to be told it until we clue onto this stuff, right? But let's take this idea. So what they do is they will fill the TV, they will fill the radio, and they will fill the news with as much shit on a certain thing as possible. So let's say Libya, Gaddafi. They will plunge and make up lies about this certain person or this certain thing, show it on the TV that this person is doing something wrong to its people or whatever. Now, the fact is, what they normally show you is not the truth of, you know, what's going on. They want to get you to emotionally react because they can't create the experience and the creation of war and invasion without us. They need our permission. They need our permission. And how do we give it? Do you remember I spoke in the other videos about invites? They send us the invite through the TV. Okay, I'll give you this. There's the scene of, I don't know, Gaddafi Photoshop killing somebody or something. And then we all watch it and go, I can't believe that. Can you believe that? That's an outrage. Those poor people. Now, what you have here is an emotionally charged reaction. Think about it. This is all TV does. It gets you to emotionally react to what you're watching. So then, one, you move away from ever discovering you. Two, you move away from ever discovering, understanding your own emotion. And three, you put in your own energy into a thing which is nothing to do with you. Right? So you're dismissing you completely, and that they do it purposely. So what they do is they put that image. Now think about charities, think about NSPCC, thinking about the water advert. It's always the same. Emotionally charged reactions is what they're looking for, because that's how they get your energy. David Icke speaks about this. So many people speak about this. It's called consciousness hijacking. We are energetical beings. We are creating with the mind, word, action, the Holy Trinity. This is what Master Jesus was talking about when he turned water to wine. It's alchemy. And the message that was missed was you are creators of your reality, and you create with your thought and intention and the emotional charge which is behind that intention. Now, whilst we've got this divine gift of being able to create, we haven't been using it consciously. So we've got a law called the law of cause and effect. And so it simply says from every action there's a reaction. But what we've been doing, if we have been basically unconsciously being the effect of the cause, and the cause is being the external world, the system, that's the cause. And so what we've been doing and what they've been doing is using media, entertainment, and this, that, and the other. Music is a strong one, especially to lower the vibration of sexuality, to degrade women, to lower the energy of men as well, because in, like, you know, hip hop, whatever, all men are players and all girls are sluts or whores or whatever you want to call it, right? They do it purposely. They do it purposely because they're trying to get you to emotionally charge, to plunge in these beliefs into yourself. Manipulation at the finest. You get told one thing, ladies, you know about this within your understanding of sensuality, your expression. You get told one thing, that you can do this, but when you do it, you then get judged. It's manipulation, and it's been created that way. So everything boils down to getting you to be emotionally charged. When you're emotionally charged, that you got energy then. So where do you put that focus? This is what I was saying at the beginning of this part, was how do you make it a better world? How do you change anything? You don't send all your, you don't send all that anger and frustration to the scenario, because what do you create? You create the same fake terrorist scenario that I'm talking about. They were able and have been able to create endless wars and attacks because we are being gullible to sit in front of a box and to believe, or to read a paper and believe that is the God's honest truth, and to allow ourselves to get into emotional reaction with that and then put our energy out. And then when we collectively put our energy out, it goes out into the universe. It is a creation. It is the energy of feeling. It doesn't matter if it's love or fear. It's feeling, the intensity of feeling. So can you imagine 9/11, how many people were screaming at the TV, how many people were crying, how many and what happened after 9/11? Trigger after trigger after trigger, invasion after invasion after invasion, one after another. And what they did is just put it on TV, and everybody kept doing the same thing. They kept emotionally reacting to it, and then it kept creating the same scenario, and we're still doing it now. And this is where we're at. Got to change it. Stop giving our power, our attention, and our consciousness to the TV, to the media, to social media, to the magazines. Your energy is sacred and it is fucking powerful. That's why they want to siphon it from you. So use it for the great good. And how can you use it? This is where we're going. Use it to create a better self. How do you do it? Visualize yourself how you wish to be. So many stories are out there about this, guys. A lot of people think, you know, not necessarily now, but a few years ago, you'd be talking about this stuff. Like, even my friends said to me, you know, like my work colleagues, they thought I'd need to be sectioned because I was talking about all this stuff. Not quite as in depth, because I wasn't as wisdomistic back then. But, you know, we are moving into changing times. It's absolutely vital. You know, like, it's whilst I'm trying to get out this bloody sun, whilst it is, we are here to create and we're here to heal. We must take responsibility for our energy. I know what I'll do. Okay, now there we go. There we go. Jobs are good in. We must take responsibility for our energy, and this is it. You got to take responsibility for where you put it. Energy flows where attention. What does it go? Energy flows where your attention goes, right? So if you're constantly focusing on the negative, now you can take this and you can take it to all aspects of your physical being as your life on earth. Take it, because this is the key, that where you put in your focus in your life is creating your life. We've heard of the expression, fake it till you make it. I can't remember who it was, but somebody pulled it up and said, how about this? And I think this is better. We faith it till we make it. And what that means is, whilst it may not be solidly true, you hold the vision and you say to yourself, and in every aspect, you have no doubt that you are going to create what you want to create. And this is how we do it. And the point of my calls, the point of my live videos are, first, we are talking individuality. You may have noticed this. There is a point to it, and it'll all come together. Individual expression, you know, or individual healing expression. But we're going up, and as we go up, we're going to connect. And as we get to expression, connectivity, divinity, and higher up, maybe we'll even open the 12 chakra system altogether. Who knows? But we're moving up, and this is where we're going. This is the whole point, is understanding. We need to clear out all those old energy blocks, all those old issues, those old beliefs which you don't believe in anymore, because, you know, you just got to ask yourself, right? Quite simply, do you believe in something? Because if you believe in it, you embody it. So yeah, a lot of people I see, you know, wondering what do we do in these moments. Simply, guys, what we do in these moments is we put all our positive intention and energy into the greatest vision of Earth and its people. That's it. That's it. We give nothing but positive energy to politics. If you don't agree with it, I mean, I don't really follow it all too much. I think Trump's awesome. He's doing amazing things. I knew this years ago when he first stepped in, especially when Putin said what he said. I feel within me, Trump and Putin are people to change the world. Ask yourself this, because I do see a lot of my spiritual friends posting up about Trump. The TV is not your friend. Remember this. The TV is not your friend. How do you know this? It tells you what to wear. It tells you what to buy. It tells you how to look good. It takes away your energy from yourself, so you so you don't start to uncover yourself. And it gives you nothing but negativeness to focus on. And it gives you nothing but negative beliefs to focus on. Right? Now, we have the positives. With everything, there's a negative and positive. So it's not saying all TV is negative. I watch TV shows. Love Better Call Saul. If you haven't watched the latest season, fucking awesome. But it's understanding the purpose, being aware. As I've said, and I will continue to say, awareness precedes healing. It's got to be awareness first. So, with that said, with all those things said about the TV, do you really think the TV's telling you the truth about the current situation? Do you really think the TV's been honest with you about Trump and about the political situation? Really? It's never been honest before, so what makes you think it's any different now? For anybody who does doubt, and I don't really want to go into this because I'm not really one for politics, but for anybody who does doubt the beautiful soul, which is Donald Trump, Google all the shit that he has done that has not been put on media. Just have a look. And all this, he is about to go back in for presidency or something, I do believe, and he will get the next position because he's got a lot of people backing him. So just remember, because the TV's telling you it, it's not your friend, man. So if it's acting like it's there to protect you or to save you or to give you some life-saving information, ask yourself, what's it really giving you, right? Because it's not your friend. When we understand this, then we can start to say, okay, so that's not my friend. You are your own best friend. Your angels are your best friend. Your guides and your tribe are your best friends. And the best thing you can do is to turn off that shit, take yourself away from it, pull yourself away from all that negativity, that falseness and that fakeness. Come back to you and just get to the real stuff, man, because that's where we're at. Their grip is slipping. They know it. And make no mistake, guys, as this grip is slipping, they're going to conjure up as many scenarios, negative situations and scenarios as they possibly can to keep people low down. Because this is the point. I've been talking about this. Survival, sexuality and expression. Look how low down it is in the energetical chakra system. It's really low down. And if they can keep you there, they can keep plunging away at those areas. They can keep repressing your expression and your emotion. Now, what's the point of that? What's the point of it all? What was the point of all this expression of sexuality, sensuality? The point is the world is a emotional and a feeling world, and they are trying to get us to not be able to feel. And that's why they're going to create as many scenarios and situations as they possibly can. So you would just be like, oh, here's another thing, I can't believe this, and put out all that negative energy. And what do? We create the same scenarios as we've done with wars and fake wars and terrorists and all this crap. We're just going to keep continuing to do it. Right? But not anymore. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I'm here. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to continue to speak the word of spirit, to speak the word of the divine, and to continue to unite us and to continue to bring it in and push it and push it and push it until those golden days merge. And they will merge. Make no mistake about it. The world is changing. They will lose their grip. And when that happens, it's up to us collectively to band together, to use our collective visualization, imagination, energy to start to create leaders of the world which are going to benefit, humanity. An education system which actually hones in on the how to, educate children. We don't educate children. We tell them what to think. We do not tell them how to process their thoughts. We do not tell anybody how to process emotion. So all these are going to be put back into education. So it's going to be back to mindfulness, back to the soul, back to focusing on soul lessons and soul purpose. Because as we get higher and as we elevate consciously into the 5-dimension vibration of frequency, and as the extraterrestrials will join us, make no mistake about it, we will have contact with extraterrestrials at that point, because they're going to help us to shift us up. At the moment, there's a lot of preparation and a lot of resistance from the system, trying to keep them out. And my angels are saying that basically right now it's a very powerful time for us. So in this time being so powerful, as we're all in our space, it's time for us to use all that power that we have within us and to put it to the positive. Simply, that's it. That's all we need to do. Put it to the positive. Put it to creating a better education system where everybody benefits and not just a few. A better government whereby they actually care about the people and the world. Better the health system. The fact that just the other day, I mean, I called up yesterday a mental health line for somebody I know, and they were just appalling. I mean, I don't like to judge at all, but the person on the end of the phone, there was no compassion, no sympathy. You know, it was like talking to a robot. And I think like a lot of people are in positions of employment which they do not suit, and a lot of these positions of employment are in fundamental places such as social work, such as healthcare work, such as teaching. These are fundamental places that we have people in there who are just there for the money, because they spent so many years getting their qualifications in university that they feel if they was to leave it, because they're not happy there, but if there's to leave it, they spend all that time, what can they do? This is what we've got to do. This is the next step. And this is how we get there. But before we get there, we still got some more healing down here. So I am going to be speaking some more about expression, creativity, sexuality. There is going to be another week or two of that. Merging it up, moving up and out. When we come out of that, then we come out of that. Because what I'm doing is I'm literally just going through it. Bear in mind my book's out, so I'm not giving too much, because I'd like you to get the book, because the book goes in a bit more depth and gives you beautiful pictures and diagrams. No, there's no word searches, and there's no, you know, pictures to colour. Unfortunately, I know. Maybe I'll bring out a colouring book next time. So yeah, it was just short. Gent gurus. It's wonderful. You're umphing the females up. You're learning more about female body, female sexuality, how to pleasure a woman. That's great. It's awesome. But please bring in the men. Women know how to pleasure themselves. It's men which are there. It's men that don't know how to engage and don't know how to understand that feminine and understand the woman, right? So bring that in. I've got my cards, so I do my cards. I always do a card reading for us all, don't I? Moving up, we're going to be moving up. So right now it's a lot to do with relationships, creativity, sexuality, sensuality. This is all collectively healing. So a lot of people are going to be feeling it. You're going to be feeling either horny, you're going to be feeling emotional, you're going to be feeling maybe a little bit erratic. You're going to be having people from old relationships pop up. You're going to be tested on old habits, creativity habits, making music, painting, drawing, things like this. It's all down here. So all these things are going to be pushed in. So if you're an artist and you haven't been following your creative flow, that will come in, right? All this is going to be here. So this is where we're at. Look at that. My belly button's sweating, look. Oh, days, right. Thank you, angels, guys, for revealing to me and all these beautiful souls what we need to hear today. We ask this card be true and accurate and bring blessings to everybody. And so it is. And so the collective card today is. You see that? That's crystals. Now for me, whilst it's got the word crystals, what this means is program yourself like a crystal. Program yourself with positive intention, because you are like a walking crystal. When you walk around, you are affecting everybody you meet and everywhere you go. And so the more you higher your vibration, the more you come from this place of love, playfulness and innocence, the more that when you go out and about, people are going to feel it, people are going to no doubt mention it, and you are going to encourage their healing. Right, guys, so thank you for watching. Keep doing what you're doing. To any guru gents, I wasn't beating down. I'm just simply saying, you know, let's bring everybody into the equation. Let's not separate anybody anymore. There's been enough of that. Let's bring everybody in, you know, male, female, all life, all consciousness, bring it into unity, understanding, bless it all, heal everybody, create shit, have fun, love life, and fucking do the thing, right? Because that's where we're at. This is what we want to do. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your messages. I will no doubt reply to them in a moment. Yes, you're going to get again the book, A Message from Higher Soul, The Human Experience from the Soul's Perspective. Guys, it's out now. Amazon, Lulu. And it talks about all this stuff. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. So, be a crystal. Be a crystal. Your energy, your vibration, your frequency. The more you focus on positivity, the more you focus on that, we will say, the more you focus on the feminine tendencies, the more you come out of that lower vibration. Because whilst I talk about male and female, they play their parts. And whilst male, has its part, it's the female which we're coming into to understand and to align. So that's where we're moving into. Guys, program yourself, positive energy, positive intention, move away from anything negative. Remember, the elites, the media, the world, and a few energies kind of want to try and corrupt your consciousness, want to take it away from you, want you to be in fear, want to keep you down here so you don't express, so you don't feel safe, so you don't feel like you can be you, so they can tell you how to be. So how do you move away from that? You say, no thank you, and you state, I'm going to reclaim my power. So thank you for reclaiming my power. I'm going to make my own choice. I'm going to move into my heart space, and I'm going to discern for myself what's real and what's not. Blessings, love, power and wisdom to you all.